WRDE Coast TV.
Delaware State Auditor Kathy McGinnis walked into court this morning. What happened after she walked out and just minutes ago.
A look into the future following Kathy McGinnis' sentencing, what others have to say about her going forward.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. A frost advisory is in effect for this evening. I'll explain what that means to your outdoor plants and your drive to work tomorrow morning.
Plus, major road work in downtown Milford. Your commute may get slower.
From the beaches to the bays, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News at 6 starts right now.
Teary-eyed and defeated, a change in demeanor from State Auditor Kathy McGinnis as she was sentenced in court today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Matt Pensick. Welcome to our News at 6. Kathy McGinnis is now the former state auditor. Governor Carney accepting her resignation effective late this afternoon.
This comes after she was sentenced to probation, a $10,000 fine, and community service. Now, we have team coverage tonight.
WRDE's Heidi Kirk is live in Dover at the Kent County Courthouse. And Heidi, the sentence is far less than what prosecutors wanted.
Matt and Maddie, the state said that they wanted 30 days of jail time and $30,000 in restitution. And now McGinnis' attorney is saying that they're going to appeal to the Supreme Court.
Walking into the courtroom, former state auditor Kathy McGinnis appeared calm and collected. Coming out, defeated, declining to answer any questions from reporters about her future except for this.
Gonna tie up some loose ends. There's a couple engagements to finish. I want to make sure that there is a seamless transition for the next administration, so they are left in great shape.
It was a marked change in McGinnis, who was almost defiant after her convictions this summer. Today, McGinnis' attorney Steve Wood said the probation, community service, and $10,000 fine imposed by the judge was excessive, as were the state's demands for jail time.
To recommend a jail sentence for someone who committed the offense of hiring their daughter as a part-time college intern, as the state just did, is unconscionable.
Despite the judge declining jail time, Attorney General Kathy Jennings said she was grateful for her team. And this case is an example of, quote, nobody in the state is above the law or beneath justice. Attorneys for the state's Division of Civil Rights say they are satisfied with the sentence.
I hope it does convey to public officials that the Division of Civil Rights and Public Trust, and indeed the Delaware Department of Justice, will not be shy about confronting misconduct in office.
Even after sentencing, McGinnis' attorney proclaiming her innocence.
There is no one in this state has ever been prosecuted for hiring a relative before. So it's understandable that Ms. McGinnis didn't understand that the law said that's prohibited conduct.
The end to a months-long case, but the next steps still unclear.
In the past, McGinnis has implied that she would run for office again, but today she did not comment on the matter. With coverage you can count on live in Kent County, I'm Heidi Kirk, WRDE Coast TV News.
Thank you, Heidi. And continuing on with team coverage, now that McGinnis has been sentenced, what does the future look like for the now previous state auditor?
WRDE's Tori Seagraves shows us how some are using this case to ask for a major change in the state government.
Today, Governor Carney accepted McGinnis' resignation and was effective as of 4:30 this evening. McGinnis had planned to serve until November 4th. Delaware state leadership, who had tried to remove McGinnis from office earlier this year, said in a statement that with this unfortunate chapter of Delaware history now behind us, we look forward to electing a new auditor of accounts capable of restoring the public's faith and confidence in their democratically elected leaders. The nonprofit organization Common Cause Delaware says it wants to use this case to make changes in Delaware law.
Nepotism is clearly illegal already in Delaware because it's a part of a conflict of interest. But let's spell that out.
Snyder Hall also says Delaware needs a new watchdog.
So it would be good to also have, like many states, an Office of Inspector General that would look for public corruption because it's such an important issue.
Lydia York beat McGinnis in the Democratic primary for auditor in September. She says government needs to
respond to people, telling them, where their money went, how it was spent. That's how we can reconnect, this office to the interests of the people and reconnect and to rebuild that trust and confidence that the job is going to get done.
McGinnis now out of office, but an appeal from her is still coming. With coverage you can count on in Dover, I'm Tori Seagraves, WRDE Coast TV News.
It is not clear yet when McGinnis's probation will begin and where she will do her community service.
Well, now former state auditor Kathy McGinnis is sentenced to pay $10,000 in restitution, do 500 hours of community service, and is on a 1 year of level 1 probation for her criminal charges. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We would like to know if you think her sentencing was fair.
We've been asking the viewers. We have updated results for our poll. So far, 13% think it was excessive, too much. 13% saying it was just right. 74% of voters saying that sentence was not enough. Now, if you have not voted yet and you would like to, please head to WRDE.com or our app to vote, and we will have updated results tonight at 11.
Well, I wish we could just casually vote in much warmer weather because, hey, it's been very chilly for to this morning, and we're expecting chillier weather for tomorrow morning as well. We are still under a frost advisory at this time. Today's low, we start off at 33 degrees for the low in Georgetown, freezing for us in Salisbury, 36 Wallops Island. Where do we stand right now? Well, to be quite honest, this is actually cloud cover, not snow. This is just cloud cover, not snow. Don't want you to freak out here. But as we begin to kind of delve into what's happening here, we have an active frost advisory in effect for Bridgeville, Seaford, Laurel, Hardscrabble, Passaic Crossroads, right here at WRDE in Milton, also in Millsboro on Frankfort. Now that stays in effect for tonight going to tomorrow morning. Also, the frost advisory is in effect for Ocean Pines, Taylorsville, Shoal, St. Martin, Berlin along Deer Park Road, Timmonstown, Whaleyville, all along 346, 90, as well as 113. This means that we're looking at that frost to form on your windshield pretty quickly and pretty profoundly. That's going to slow you down for your commute tomorrow morning. And if you have sensitive vegetation outside, you'll need to cover it because that freezing effect on them that could hurt them, that's happening tonight, okay? That's happening. We're just letting you know. Take a look at where we are right now. We're at 54 degrees, very unassuming and very clear for right now. And it's going to be clear, but as you take a look here, you'll notice we're under clear skies and relatively light winds. Now, we're going to talk about why the temperature is going to drop so dramatically, and it has something to do with these clear skies and light winds. But for right now, back to you, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. The Maryland Department of Transportation announcing it will begin routine inspections that could impact your commute on Route 90, while seeking drivers' input on what the state can do to improve the safety and usage of that route. It's all happening next week on the St. Martin River Bridge. Inspections will take place Monday, October 24th through Friday, the 28th. This is the same time that survey is going on. Crews will be working from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day, and it will require the closure of the right lane of Route 90 at that time. Now, if you are looking for an alternate route that won't slow you down, MDOT suggests using 50 in downtown Ocean City.
Attention drivers who use Route 24 heading to Mount Joy Road in Millsboro. DelDOT says there will be a lane closure on the westbound right turn lane for improvement work. That lane closure will begin on Monday, October 24th, starting at 8 a.m. and will go through the 30th till 6 a.m. That's according to DelDOT. And DelDOT says emergency vehicles will have access to make right turns during this closure.
In Georgetown, a housing initiative for the homeless. It's a pallet village started by the Springboard Collaborative. It's now under construction. Over the last few days, builders and volunteers have been putting the pallets together. There's expected to be about 40 of them assembled behind the First State Community Action Agency. The goal is to make these pallets a temporary home for the homeless while also providing services for them like health care, counseling, and other help. Judson Malone says there is an intake process for people to get into the village.
We're going to concentrate on those that have lived in Georgetown the longest, and then those that have the most critical need. And then we're going to work with the Division of Substance Abuse and Mental Health to help us do an evaluation from a mental health standpoint.
If all stays according to plan, the goal is to open the pallet village by mid-November.
City of Milford is taking action to make 2 intersections in the downtown area 4-way stops to help businesses downtown, but some locals don't see how this could be effective. WRDE's Charles Reinert shows us why these changes are being implemented.
This intersection of South Walnut Street and Southwest Front Street is now one of 2 intersections under the attention of Milford City Council. The city made the motion to make the intersections of South Walnut Street and Southwest Front Street and Causey Avenue and South Walnut Street four-way stops. The current intersections have traffic lights. The change comes to help businesses on Front Street bring more traffic due to planned repairs of a nearby bridge. When the bridge is closed, the town hopes to help the businesses on the other side of the bridge. Sarah Bloom with the city says that this change, instead of something more common like a roundabout, is a quick and simple fix.
We certainly don't want anything terrible to happen on the bridge since there is a weight limit on it. And so we need to be creative to come up with a solution for those businesses.
The intersection will still have these traffic lights, but they will be blinking red, and stop signs will be added to make the four-way stops more evident. But not everyone believes this will change anything in the downtown area. Mimi Galligan says that she doesn't understand the idea.
It just doesn't sound very scientific to me. It sounds like an idea looking for a reason.
Other intersections in the city have been reviewed, but no noticeable changes are expected to come. Bloom tells me that the next steps in this process is to wait for final approval from the engineering company handling the change, and that implementation of the four-way stop should take place no longer than 45 days from now. With coverage you can count on, I'm Charles Ryan reporting in Milford. WRDE Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. Coming up, a big tradition next month, Thanksgiving football. Find out what new change is being added.
And clouds are thinning out quickly for tonight, which means a frosty situation is brewing for tonight. We'll talk about how cold it's going to get when we return.
But first, what Ocean Pines retirees are doing to fill the lifeguard shortage at their local pools. We're back in just 60 seconds.
Never miss a game for your favorite local team. Take the DSN app with you wherever you go, whether you're out to eat, camping with friends, or at home relaxing with your family. The DSN app notifies you when your team is on live so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
I'm a developer.
I'm a waterman.
I usually vote straight Republican.
I'm an independent voter, but we agree on one thing.
Heather Mazier. Heather's a real deal.
Raised in a small town in a farming family, she gets communities like ours.
When we were trying to improve the Cambridge waterfront, Andy Harris wasn't much help. Heather got things moving. She's not even in office yet.
Heather doesn't care about parties, she cares about the people and about getting things done. Imagine that in Washington.
I'm Heather Mazier, and I'm proud to approve this message.
You may picture a lifeguard as a fit and young guy or girl in their teens, but a group of retiree lifeguards, they are changing that.
WRDE's Britt Leone shows us what older community members are doing about the lack of lifeguards at their local pools.
Dave Blazer and Mike Sotero are retired members of the Ocean Pines, Maryland community. They thought they wouldn't work another day in their lives until they became retiree lifeguards at the Ocean Pines Sports Corps pool.
Dave has been my mentor since he's been doing it for a little bit longer than me.
In fact, Dave started as a lifeguard. It was his first job at age 16.
And I knew when I was about to retire from my career job that I wanted something to do that was going to be meaningful and, fun to do.
Dave and Mike help fill the gap not only so that pools stay open, but so older members who rely on the pool to work out can get their exercise in.
I have arthritis in my hip, so I would go to a gym and work out or do a treadmill, elliptical, and it would be worn out and it would ache the rest of the day. I discovered that this low impact jumping and swimming and moving and was working for me. Like I would leave here and not feel anything.
Members of the pool come to work out, swim, enjoy, but they also get a great sense of community.
We laugh, so that's the other part. Like some people can't do certain moves. Instead of being sympathetic, we tend to laugh, but that's just, we know we all have our disabilities with what certain things we can do and what other things we can't, but it's just a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, which who doesn't want to laugh anytime, let alone while you're exercising.
Blazer expects this to be a temporary situation and that they should have more lifeguards staffed by next summer.
With coverage you can count on in Ocean Pines, Maryland, I'm Britt Leone, WRDE Coast TV News.
Applications are now being accepted for this year's Bless Our Children holiday campaign. If your organization would like to receive funding this year, you're encouraged to apply for it, but you need to do so by October 31st. That's the cutoff. Bless Our Children applications can be found at blessourchildren.org.
Frost advisory is in effect for our area. I'll explain why the temperatures are tumbling so quickly and so low when we return.
This is the party?
Better.
The Black Friday Ash Bash is going on now. Save up to $800 off select adjustable mattress sets or get 72 months interest-free. Only at Ashley in tax-free Del Mar and Millsboro, Delaware.
It may be getting colder, but at the car store, the deals are heating up. Fall into savings with best in market pricing on a selection second to none. And the Car Store Certified Advantage makes it an even better deal. Fall into savings. TheCarStoreOnline.com.
What if you want to give an old home a totally new look? Well, All Exteriors can do a total makeover all at once.
Right, you get new roofing and siding, energy-efficient windows, beautiful new doors, and even accent stone.
It's like a new house.
It lowers heating and cooling bills, too.
And when you do it all at once, you save more with All Exteriors Total Home Discount. Call now and All Exteriors will throw in free gutters or free financing for 4 years. Call All Exteriors for your free consultation today.
So I served with Wes Moore in Afghanistan. When you're in a combat zone with someone, you really get to see who they are and what they're made of. And with Wes, you gotta remember, this is a man who was a Rhodes Scholar. He could have been doing anything, but he volunteered to put his life on the line for our country. To me, that says all you need to know. Wes is a natural leader. That's how we all felt about him, and I know he'll make a great governor.
I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. When you place a parent into a nursing home, you expect that nursing home to care. Unfortunately, in our community, sometimes care is the missing ingredient. If your parent or other family member has been victimized because nursing home staff failed to follow the basic rule to care, then tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Where to find the perfect truck or SUV is no mystery. It's all in the name, The Truck Store. Find the right truck right now at the Truck Store in Del Mar. MyTruckStoreOnline.com.
This is the party?
Better.
The Black Friday Ash Bash is going on now. Save up to 30% off or get 72 months interest-free. That's 6 whole years. Only at Ashley in tax-free Del Mar and Millsboro, Delaware.
It's going to be another cold one for tonight, going into tomorrow morning. So give yourself a little extra time and get ready to go to work tomorrow morning because the frost will delay you and bring in those tender plants, tender vegetation, because that's what's going to be happening for tonight. Despite the fact of having a trough here and scattered clouds being in place, the clouds going to thin for later on tonight. So we have freeze warnings just to our northwest and frost advisories in our immediate area, okay? So that lets you know, just in general, we are in a pocket of cold air that reaches from Cleveland to us. And whenever you start talking about Cleveland, you know we're talking about cold air, right? Because it's just Cleveland, like Detroit, Cleveland, cold air. Unless you're talking about, sports teams, then Matthew wants to jump into the conversation. But aside from that, we're looking for temperatures right now. They're in the 50s, 51 in Lewis, 53. Rehoboth, Bethany, 52 in Greenwood, and 54 degrees right now. But the winds are moving out of the west for right now, so that's good. Since they're not moving out of the north, we're getting a little bit better because we're turning the wheel on that wind. So that's not coming out of the north. That's always helpful. We had a high today of 57 degrees, not only in Georgetown, but also in Easton and Cambridge. Now, compare that to where we should be, 68 degrees. Obviously, we fell shy. So that's why it's going to be chilly for this evening. So you need your jacket, your hat, and your gloves, and a warm beverage, like, a hot beverage. But the frost advisory is in effect. It's going to warm back up into the 70s, and it's going to be interesting how we go down the road here with that. And then potentially a little rainstorm hitting us probably by Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. But first of all, we take a look at our futurecast. We're in the 40s for tomorrow morning, but notice we're in the 39 Milton, 39 Georgetown, 39 Millsboro, okay? Now, as we go throughout Thursday afternoon, winds will shift out of the southwest, turning that wheel again, right? Out of the southwest, so we're in the 60s. So we're going to be okay. Friday, we're okay because then we go into the 60s, mid-60s. We're done with the worst stuff. But to our south, Wednesday night, going to Thursday morning, 39s. But then the winds come out of the southwest and they kind of slow cook us right into the 60s here, which is always helpful because it'll give us a chance to get a break here. But remember, when we have cloud cover in place, we stay cool, stay warm, because the clouds act like a blanket and keeps us warm. So when it clears out tonight, what heat we have along the surface of the earth is going to escape. Radiation, it's going to move out. It's called radiational cooling. And so that's why it's going to be so chilly, along with the pocket of cool air that hits as well at night. So the frost advisory is in full effect for everybody, 37 degrees. Tomorrow, thawing out early, and then we start warming up. Friday, not quite as cold of a start of a day. Then finally, as you take a look at what's happening, remember that frost advisory? Oh man, look at that umbrella giveaway. I'm really trying to make sure that my boss knows that I didn't forget about that, didn't I? Here's a look at your forecast. We're looking at 60% chance of rain on Sunday and a 40% chance on Monday. That's a look at your 10-day forecast. Back to you, Maddie.
Well, thank you. A reminder, you can hear WRDE news and weather updates throughout the day on our family of radio stations, Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3, also on 93.5 The Beach and on Big 107.7.
Thanksgiving is not only known for delicious food, a fact I'm well aware of, it is also the most popular holiday for football. I'm aware of that one too, Maddie. You're right. The Delmarva Sports Network Zach Pard shows us how this tradition is being changed up this year.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Thanksgiving football, the perfect entertainment as families overindulge themselves in stuffing, turkey, potatoes, etc., etc. Turkey Day brawls have been a tradition since 1934 when the Lions hosted the Chicago Bears. The NFL has been routinely playing 3 games on Thanksgiving since 2006, but starting in 2023, there's an addition to the tradition. Gridiron fans, get ready for Black Friday football. Amazon streaming the first ever Black Friday game starting next season. The company says it intends to treat the contest as one of the biggest games of the entire year. Now, clearly, the teams for this historic contest are unknown at this point. We don't even have the schedule yet, and we'll find out when said schedule is released. But according to the Nielsen Group, Amazon doing pretty well so far in 2022. They're averaging close to 11 million viewers per game through the first 5 weeks of the season. From the future to the present, it's opening night for a bunch of NBA teams tonight, including the Washington Wizards here. They're taking on the Indiana Pacers. Bradley Beal in action for the first time since he signed his 5-year, $250 million max deal with the Wiz over the summer. The former Florida Gator averaging 23 points per game in the 21-22 season. He battled a ton of injuries along the way, including a sprained wrist that required surgery in February. October, peak time for sports. I'm all out of time talking about them for now, but we'll see you tonight, friends.
AquaCare Physical Therapy has helped thousands recover from pain. Why are they choosing AquaCare? Real one-on-one care. You are not a number when you come to AquaCare. Offering unique women's physical therapy, helping women with leakage of urine, pelvic pain, pregnancy, in addition to the difficulties experienced postpartum. Aquatic therapy with warm water pools to help pain in a way that is not possible through traditional therapy. Female and locally owned. Go to aquacarephysicaltherapy.com to schedule your free screening at one of our locations.
Hershey Exteriors brings the future of roofing to Delmarva. Introducing GAF Timberline solar shingles, where the solar technology is inside the shingle. No more bulky solar panels, just a sleek, elegant solar roofing system that generates clean energy. And it comes with a 50 and 25-year warranty that covers the roof and solar components. Plus, we offer 0% financing for 18 months or low monthly payments. Get the future of roofing with me, Tyler Hershey, because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
What are y'all doing?
They'll move to another country.
It feels like Washington is all about bickering. That's never been my way. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I have a passion for bringing people together.
I will work with almost anyone if it gets results.
I worked with Republicans to protect seniors from being scammed and to cut taxes so we can make things in America. I approve this message to get things done together. And I'm just getting started.
This is the season when the leaves are falling. It's also the season to fall into savings at Pohanka Honda. Watch the finance rates fall on new Honda Passports, Pilots, and Ridgelines. Now as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or look for deals on our most popular models, like new Civics, Accords, and CR-Vs. And let's not forget about our Honda certified and pre-owned vehicles, ready for immediate delivery. It's time to rake in the deals and fall into savings at Pohanka Honda of Salisbury.
Is the name of your bank changing again? The Farmers Bank of Willards has been a local independent bank for nearly 100 years. When you bank local, your money stays here in our community, where it benefits our local businesses, farms, and families. The Farmers Bank has real people ready to help and world-class features like our free mobile banking app with Lock-It debit card security, a Smart Cents savings program, and free checking with no minimum balance. Stop paying extra fees and switch to the Farmers Bank of Willards, where people matter.
Time now for a look at what's coming up tonight in prime time here on WRDE. New episodes on Chicago Night. At 8, a new Chicago Med. At 9, a new Chicago Fire. At 10, a new Chicago PD. And join us back here for WRDE News at 11.
Also, new episodes on CBS tonight at 8. It's Survivor. 9, it's The Real Love Boat, followed by The Amazing Race at 10.
What was the other Love Boat? Was it fake?
Fake Love Boat, I guess.
I don't know. Also, new tonight on Fox at 8, The Masked Singer. And at 9, new Lego Masters.
And on the Delmarva Sports Network tonight at 8:30, it is Dover at Lake Forest. Girls High School Volleyball at 10:30. It is the final score. Coming up new on WRDE News at 11, a murder suspect arrested in Ocean City, the tool that led OCPD to his arrest. Plus, it is a virus with very similar symptoms to a cold, but it can be severe for children. What are steps parents can take to lessen the risk of RSV? Those stories and more on WRDE News at 11.
Our chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, has a final check on our frosty forecast.
Frosty indeed, because we're under a frost advisory for everybody. It stays in effect until Thursday, 9 o'clock in the morning. Bridgeville, Seaford, Sharptown, Delmar, Westwood, Millsboro, Ocean View, Rehoboth Beach, as well as Lewis. By the way, don't forget you can enter for our umbrella giveaway. Go to coasttvumbrella.com. And finally, here's a look at your 10-day forecast, only available here on WRDE. Not worried about any rain till we get to Sunday and Monday. But then look at next week. We go right back into those 70s, even after this frosty situation for tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for WRDE News at 6.
For more news and local weather, download our WRDE News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we will see you later tonight for WRDE News at 11. Have a great night.